It's a very strange moment that took place in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex chapter 24 that I don't see a lot of people talking about, and I kind of understand why. Kawaki was going crazy in this fight, so that took up a lot of the viewers' attention, but I want to bring everyone's attention back to this specific panel. This panel reopens an old theory that we originally had in this community, and that was Jura is Isshiki / Jigen. Remember, everyone was cooking me because Jura's name means 10 demons and everyone believes he's the incarnation of the Ten Tails, but I just always found it strange that the person he wanted to target was Naruto. After Jura pulled out his notebook and read his notes and regenerated his body, the Jura states, I never expected you to come to Boruto's rescue. Far as I know, there's only one thing in this world that you want to protect. That's Naruto. A while ago, I went to the Leaf Village seeking him and was shocked to learn that he passed away. But now, looking into your sincere eyes, I'm convinced. Naruto, he's alive, isn't he? Let me point out what was so strange about Jura's yap session if you didn't notice. How does Jura know that Naruto is the most important person to Kawaki? That's what we're going to cover in this video, but before we start, go ahead and smash that like button so we can beat the algorithm, and go ahead and subscribe to our community if you've been enjoying the content. But you know it's theory time. Let me cook. There's no possible way for Jura to know anything about Kawaki's relationship with Naruto because that relationship started way before Jura entered the picture. Audience, we understand Kawaki's relationship with Naruto. Naruto saved him from his abusive stepfather, Jigen, and showed him that there's a better way to live in this cold-hearted world. And this is what sparked Kawaki to sacrifice himself and destroy Isshiki. That moment in the destruction of Isshiki, and also when Jigen entered the Uzumaki household, Kawaki expressed his feelings towards Naruto by stating that he doesn't see a world worth living in if Naruto Uzumaki isn't the one running it. And twice, like I said, when Jigen first stepped into the Uzumaki household, and also right before Kawaki stood up against Isshiki and destroyed him by tricking him with the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Outside of that incident, the only other people that understand Kawaki's love for Lord Seventh is Ida, Ko, Damon, Shikamaru, and the rest of the Leaf Village. Let's not forget Amato. The reason why I'm stressing this information, it's because these are the only people that understand Kawaki's relationship with Naruto. The characters I just named would even waste their time to explain to Jura that Kawaki loves and cherishes Naruto. And this information wouldn't be stored in any of the books that Jura is reading from the Leaf Village. And I highly doubt Shikamaru is just gonna hand over his notes to Jura, especially that his whole plan was to backdoor all of them to kill him as soon as possible. And we also have to factor in the God Tree clones just awakened, like in chapter 4. So I highly doubt Ko told them anything about Kawaki and their relationship. So unless Jura is drawing all his information from the memories of Bug, Moegi, Sasuke, and Shinki, only other option for Jura to have this information is that he is the essence of Jigen and Isshiki. During the war arc, it was established that people could connect their emotions by using Chakra. Chakra was originally created to be passed around to help everybody and connect them so they can achieve Hagoromo's dream of true bonds and cooperation. When we were first introduced to the juvenile Ten Tails, we saw Jigen absorb Chakra from this Ten Tails to amp himself to go fight Naruto and Sasuke. I'm wondering during that exchange if some of his emotions transferred over to the Ten Tails. So let's factor in what Boruto said in chapter 6 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. He may not be an Otsutsuki, but he's got a karma that came from Isshiki, which is a lump of essence. So it having some effect wouldn't be a surprise. Boruto, using Momoshiki's future sight, was speculating on what could have possibly caused this mutation in the Ten Tails that caused the awakening of the God Tree clones. Strongly believes Code's white karma seal, which is a form of senjutsu, is what created that mutation. Only time we ever saw Code's karma seal act like a normal karma seal was when Isshiki appeared in front of him and gave him the god creed of the clan, and also gave him a mission to kill everyone that conspired against Isshiki, which caused his death. This may not sound like a big deal, but you also have to factor in Isshiki's final moments, and in Isshiki's final moments, Kawaki gave a touching dialogue in chapter 53, starting on page 20. Kawaki said, "Lord Seventh took me on as his student. He said I have a knack for it." You know, Isshiki saying you're an empty vessel. Kawaki continues, "He taught me a lot of other things too. I was empty, but he gave me a reason to live. And you know, Isshiki, you're my vessel. I don't give a fuck. You don't understand a thing. A world without Lord Seventh has no worth to me. I'd rather be dead. That's what I'm saying." And that's when he said it doesn't matter. He placed the karma seal on the shadow clone, and the shadow clone collapsed. That moving speech that Kawaki gave to Isshiki in his final moments is something that you will never forget, especially the fact that Kawaki tricked Isshiki and killed him. Let's think about it. The white karma seal. Jigen used to do some type of chakra exchange by draining the Ten-Tail's power to increase his, and Boruto speculating that the white karma seal is the cause of the awakening of the god tree clones. Isshiki/Jigen's last moments was him hearing that Naruto means the world to Kawaki. This is why I believe Jura is Isshiki/Jigen. He isn't the Ten-Tail. This is the only possible way for Jura to know anything about Kawaki's relationship with Naruto. With this new information, it makes sense why Jura is so obsessed with consuming Naruto. Based on the awakened god tree clones, every single one of their targets has some type of relationship to their human forms. Sarada, Sasuke, Bug, Ida, Masari, Konohamaru. It's not going to be any different with Jura, Naruto. That's the last person that he wanted to kill. That's the person that drained his lifespan. That's the person that got in his way and filled up his empty vessel, aka Kawaki, and spoiled his plan. Let's not forget, Jura saying I get excited when I fight strong opponents is the same thing Jigen said when he first fought Sasuke and Naruto. When he was drained down to 0, he told Amato, "You know I get carried away when I fight." But this is what's gonna make Jura's next move even more frightening, because now that he knows that Naruto is alive, stuck in a different dimension, he needs an ability that's going to allow him to see into different dimensions and basically have remote viewing. So you know what that means. And it was obvious the moment Kashin Koji said Momoshi's on the move and Ida, you're in danger. Ida is going to be captured by the Bug God Tree clone, so Jura can use his ability to find where Lord Seventh is hiding. He doesn't know that Naruto's sealed in a pocket dimension created by Kawaki's Doujutsu. He only knows that somewhere Naruto's alive, and the only person that can view everywhere on the globe is Ida. But the situation gets even worse because Bug, the God Tree clone, has the perfect counter to Damon's Hack's ability. And I'm not saying Damon's going to be a pushover without that Hack's ability. The problem is he's more susceptible in becoming a God Tree, because the stupid Claw Grimes are also moving on instinct, and the Bug God Tree clone is moving off instinct, not killing intent. So his ultimate defense is off. This means Damon can't even breed wrong in this fight scenario, because if he does, he's going to get turned to a God Tree clone. Ida is the key to Jura's new plan, and Jura is Isshiki/Jigen. But that's it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm out.